What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I wanted to talk about some of the new information surrounding the next Jurassic Park movie. To cut straight to the point, Scarlett Johansson has been getting some attention recently due to a Hollywood insider claiming that she has been offered the lead role in the new Jurassic Park film. Now, there's actually some other news that has just come out that really makes me a little disappointed, but I'll get to that later. For now, let's go ahead and dive into the facts so that we can properly discuss this thing. So, to make a long story short, the report is basically saying that Universal Pictures has offered the lead role in JP7 to Scarlett Johansson. She has allegedly already met with Gareth Edwards, the new movie's director, well known by followers of both this channel and my other one, Dragon Curve, as the director of 2014's Godzilla. And if she accepts this offer, she will be the lead in a script written by the original screenwriter of the very first Jurassic Park movie, and its first and arguably best sequel, The Lost World Jurassic Park. I've already got other videos going over the possibilities of this movie being a speculative prequel from rumors that have come out in Hollywood, and the fact that it is supposed to at least be partially filmed in Hawaii. So you can look those up if you want to, but for now, I just want to focus on this before going over that other bit of information that kind of got me a little upset. So for starters, if Scarlett Johansson is actually going to accept the role for the new Jurassic Park movie, this could lead into a lot of really interesting developments for the film. We already know that they're kind of trying to do something different from what has happened in the series' recent history, and the reports of the movie being more grounded while also being a little more action-oriented make a lot of sense now. Now, typically with Jurassic Park films, they don't really go for these big-name stars. They actually keep it grounded, but they do have people that have become popular later on, like Vince Vaughn and Samuel L. Jackson. These guys were rising, but they weren't like at the top of the food chain when those movies were being made. Recently, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard have been very popular, but they were also kind of on the rise when they were selected. Scarlett is a massive movie star. She's arguably one of the biggest ever when it comes to like getting this role at this point in her career, although back when they were making Jurassic Park 4, they did try to offer the role to Keira Knightley. I'm sure old school fans like myself remember those days. But look, I'll say this, guys. I'm honestly glad that Scarlett is the one whose name is being thrown in the ring for a few reasons, but look, mainly because while she is a bigger name than what Jurassic Park is used to, except for Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, she usually does roles that are way more serious than the wackier Marvel stuff that of course everyone knows her for. Black Widow, even in that environment early on, was at the very least kind of a normal mercenary. But when it comes to her other roles like Ghost in the Shell, or you could even go back to Lucy, she does gun stuff pretty good, she does action pretty good, and a lot of the times the movies aren't modern, just insanity, if you know what I'm trying to say. Unbelievable ridiculousness that has been permeating Hollywood over the last decade. When it comes to straight science fiction, she's actually made a cool name for herself, and if she's going to be in a more, like more of a mercenary role instead of a scientist, I'm hoping they kind of take a page from Sigourney Weaver's Ellen Ripley or something like that, instead of just trying to lie to the audience and saying something like, look, it's the first female lead or something like that. You can get away with that kind of thing with the more casual moviegoer that doesn't pay attention to anything. But for people like us that actually care about movies, there is a long list of names that are not only well respected in the action or science fiction roles that have come before, but also big names in the Jurassic Park series itself, which leads me to my next point. If this movie really is a prequel and wants to tie into the older movies, Scarlett Johansson could actually be a great segue into bringing back someone like Julianne Moore's Dr. Sarah Harding. In fact, she even brought up the fact that she enjoyed her time on The Lost World carrying around a little baby T-Rex recently, and back when Dominion was being made, she was going back and forth with Laura Dern on social media about these Jurassic Park ties. So if they really want to deep dive, they could even do the whole Harding family relationship from the novels and Jurassic Park, the game, but I kind of doubt she will be tied in like any of that at all. For all we know, this movie could be set after Dominion and just be moving away from the sillier aspects of the more recent movies. So like, it's still a sequel, but it's just not a Dominion sequel. Or she could be related to Claire Dearing. I mean, that's a possibility. All of this is contingent on her actually accepting the role, by the way, and if this movie is actually going to take itself seriously, she could be a good way to ground things more and make a tense suspense thriller.
T-10. T-5. T-Rex.
Capture the Lost World Jurassic Park on video cassette.
But in the end, we need more information before we really start to speculate. I love the idea of her being more of a Ripley role, especially Aliens. I think Aliens would be a great kind of like blueprint for a Jurassic Park film set on an island. But yeah, just my 2 cents. Now, on with the more disappointing news. Sam Neill has revealed that he is pretty much in the dark when it comes to the new movie and doesn't really expect to be back anytime soon. In fact, he thinks he's kind of done. Now, I know a lot of us will always kind of be looking forward to more of that classic Dr. Alan Grant material from Jurassic Park, and at this point even JP3. I personally miss the days when he would be featured in every video game, guns blazing on Isla Nublar, blowing everything away, but from the looks of it, he thinks the whole dinosaur thing is over for him as far as his current thoughts are concerned. I'd still love to see them use him in any way imaginable, like a cameo or something with Jeff Goldblum, but yeah, it looks like they really aren't bringing any of the old cast back, unfortunately. At least not at this given point in time, or if they are, they're keeping it on the super down low. So yeah, that did upset me a bit, but now with that being said, guys, what do you think about this news? Do you think Scarlett will accept this role, or do you think she will pass and go on to do other projects? And what do you think about Sam Neill's Dr. Alan Grant probably not being in this movie at all? I can already imagine that the idea to not only star in a Jurassic Park movie, but bring it back to basics would sound pretty alluring to someone who does that kind of science fiction already. So I'm also kind of glad that, and again, this is contingent on the rumors being true, I'm glad that she's the one that has been offered the role and not someone who doesn't already have experience with this sort of movie. Not too sure what she would end up doing. I mean, if she is in the movie, it could very well be more of like a Scully from the X-Files and instead of like a Sarah Connor or Dr. Harding even. It's too early to really speculate, but the movie at this given point does sound pretty cool as long as it isn't drenched in any modern Hollywood gooberness. So what do you guys think? Would you like to see Scarlett Johansson running on an island filled with dinosaurs, or would you rather see something different? With David Koepp and Gareth Edwards on the team, this really does sound cool. Shame about not having Dr. Grant return in some way though. I would really like to see him pump that shotgun one last time.
It's just the two raptors, right?
In closing, I just want to say that if you're interested in any of the new Ghostbusters stuff, I'm going to be talking about the old movies on Dragon Curve along with Godzilla. We already talked about the time King Kong was supposed to kill him in the 1960s. But whatever your thoughts on Scarlett Johansson being offered the role in Jurassic Park 7 happen to be, I'd love to hear all about them in the comments down below. Now, before I go, I want to thank everyone that's helped me build my channel over the years. I'd also like to thank every one of you guys who've watched my stuff. You've all been extremely cool to me. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and hope that you'll consider subscribing. God bless you all. Christ is King. See you guys in the next video, and as always, take it easy.